Hi, this is Chris, and today I'm going to be walking through a driver that would go through a mobile fleet fueling for either fuels or a lubes driver that does meter delivery. I've logged on to my handheld, and I'll be showing this from a typical driver handheld. So I've logged on with a demo user and an admin account. The driver would typically do one of the top three things. So the first thing they would do is pre-trip, and I'll touch the pre-trip on my handheld device. I need to enter the truck that I'm assigned as well as the date, and if I have a trailer then I need to enter the trailer. So I'll go ahead and select the trailer too. So I know it's T3043, and let's see if there's any trips for today. There is one trip today that's left for me to deliver, so I'll hit next in a wizard interface. And at this point it's going over cellular and it's downloading the trip and getting ready for me to start the trip. So it's saving it on the handheld. The first screen is asking me to confirm the inventory. So this is retained product that's on the truck already. So from the previous driver, the previous trip, this was left on the truck. So I can update it if I need to update it, but I'll go ahead and leave that on the truck and say that that's already on the truck. At this point it's connecting into the meter network, and it's asking me to just review and confirm the totalizer value from the LCR meter. So from an inventory standpoint, we'll record the starting and the ending totalizer values. Any of the transactions that we do, we'll obviously calculate the totals from those, and at the end of the trip, if the totalizer values don't show that there's If the totalizer values show that there's product that has not been recorded from an inventory standpoint, it'll ask for the driver to do that. So they can deliver but not record it, but they can't trick the totalizer on the meter. So at this point I'll go ahead and enter my beginning odometer reading. I'll check that I did a safety inspection, and I can create a load for the orders on the trip. If you already have loads in your system, that's fine, but a load will take all the products on orders and we'll total those and create one load ticket to show what we've loaded on the truck. So at this point I'll go ahead and start the trip, confirm that the odometer is correct, and I'll send the trip data back to the server. I've got a couple of customers on this example trip, and at this point it will download the assets that belong to those customers, so both vehicles as well as tanks or any other asset that's going to be fueled for them. We'll also download sibling assets. So if you have a customer that has 3 or 4 locations and you're going to just fill one location, we'll get assets from other locations in case the vehicles, as an example, a truck moves from one location to the next. So this is fairly quick. At this point the driver typically has put the device in their truck and they've gone in to go load the truck, and at that point we'll go ahead and load the vehicle. So it's downloaded the trip, and at this point the driver will get ready to go load. So again, I've done a pre-trip. You can see on the bottom right above the done button that I've got trip 3043 and what the trip ID is. Now I'll go ahead and tap the route stops. This has the list of stops that I'm supposed to make. The first item on my task list is to load the vehicle and record what's been loaded. You can tap and hold on the screen and start, and you can add those activities, or you can just press the enter key, and the enter key will do the same thing, which you'll see on the bottom right. We support a number of different devices, so I'll go ahead and record the terminal that I'm loading from, and I'll see what products are on the trip that I need to load. So I've got orders that total 1,500 gallons for ultra low sulfur diesel and 750 gallons for regular gas. So I'll just hit the enter key and update what quantities I'm going to add to the truck. You can see that I've got 1,459 gallons that are on board already. My planned quantity is 1,500, so I'll go ahead and load another 40 gallons. That's not necessarily typical, but just to show you that that's what happens. So, and I'll record the location that I'm loading it from. I'll go down to the next item, which is the regular gas. I have 500 gallons on board already, I believe, and my order, as you can see, are planned for 750. So I'll go ahead and enter 250 gallons. And again, you can use the keyboard on the device, or you can use the keyboard on the screen like I did. So I've recorded what I've loaded. I'll go ahead and save that. This puts it in a queue, and we'll send it back to the server, so anybody from a central dispatch standpoint would know what's been loaded. Now I have my list of stops. They're sorted by the estimated time of arrival. I can tap and hold, and I can start the stop. I can view the customer information. When I click the start button, that will record the real time of arrival behind the scenes, so the driver can't trick the system and say that they were there early or late. Whenever they start it, behind the scenes automatically record the start. So they can also do things if they don't want to do that, like just look at the customer information to see who they're supposed to deliver to, who the contact is, what the phone number is, and additionally they can look at what the details of the delivery are without actually starting the truck or starting that stop. So they can see that there's 1,000 gallons of ultra low sulfur diesel. So I'll go ahead and click enter, and this is going to record the real time of arrival. It will open the order. And because this is configured in a metered environment, we're going to go ahead and connect to the meter. And I can see that I have one product. If there were any instructions on the order, that tab would be listed first. There's not any instructions. A typical instruction might be a gate code, or if there's a person that you're supposed to contact when you arrive, and that would come out of the order entry application. So I'll go ahead and hit the enter key. At this point, I'm going to deliver the ultra low sulfur diesel. So I need to select what meter I'm pumping from. If you want to record the compartment, you can, and I'll just hit start scanning. So at this point, I'll go ahead and scan my first vehicle. So I scan the barcode of the first vehicle, and I'm squeezing the nozzle so that I can start the delivery. So the meter's open. The value on the right is the total that's delivered for this line item. The value on the left, it's the amount that's delivered for this individual vehicle. When I'm ready to move on to the next vehicle, I'll either stop holding onto the nozzle, or I can hit pause. At that point, that will close the solenoid on the meter. And additionally, from a safety standpoint, if you were to have a hose rupture and you hit and you're at the end of a long hose, that you hit stop. If you hit pause, that it'll close it at the solenoid, so you'll reduce the spillage. I'll go ahead and scan the next vehicle and start fueling this vehicle as well. Typically, this goes quicker than what you'd see in this internal environment, so it's a very quick, just a few seconds between one vehicle and the next. And again, you can see the total for this line item is 65, 68, etc. And for this vehicle, I'm at 27 or 30. So I'll go ahead and pause at this point in time. I can show the total of all the vehicles that I've fueled, so you can obviously see vehicle 1000, vehicle 12, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see the quantities that were fueled for those, and then the total quantity of 92.8 gallons. At this point, I'll go ahead and finish pumping for this customer, so I can see that it's going to ask, are you done pumping for this asset? If I hit no, then it'll leave me in this environment. I can also view all the undelivered assets. So if you have a customer that has 100 trucks and you've fueled 90 of them and you want to see which ones are left, you can view undelivered assets. It'll show you the ones that have not had a complete delivery done. I'll go ahead and close this ticket out. And I can enter any comments that I want to have sent back to dispatch, and then I'll go ahead and sign. So I'll go enter the customer's name, Joe, and ask the customer to sign. And then I'll save and print. This prints on a typical 4-inch receipt printer, similar to what you'd get from a rental car company. You can see that it'll pull up the print screen. We typically have this configured so that the print screen does not come up, and it just prints directly to the printer. So at that point, I'm done printing. I can always go back and reprint an invoice or reprint a delivery ticket if I need to reprint it. You can see that I've got the first stop done by the blue dot on the top, and I'll go ahead and deliver the second stop as well. So I've opened the second stop. If for some reason I'm not going to make any deliveries with an individual item, so for instance, if this stop I don't have any gas to deliver, then I can tap and hold on the screen, and I can either edit the quantities that I've delivered, or I can just mark that item not delivered. That will zero the quantities out. That way I know from a customer standpoint that I actually did try to make that delivery, and for one reason or another I was not able to. So I'll go ahead and use that as an example here. I'll sign. And then save and print. And at this point I've made my 2 deliveries. I don't have any remaining stops, so I'll go ahead and complete my trip. I'll click on the post trip. The system asks if I want to offload any remaining products. So if you're going to pump to slop or pump to inventory or those types of activities, you can record those transactions. I'll go ahead and hit no. And at this point it's going to connect into the meter. It will ask me to verify the meter totalizer values, and I've pumped all my orders through the meters, so I don't have anything missing or mismatches where I've made maybe 1,000 gallons through the totalizer, but inventory transactions don't register that quantity. So I'll go ahead and enter the ending odometer reading, check that I did a safety inspection, and then if I need to enter any notes, I'll enter any notes, and then go ahead and complete the trip. Is the odometer correct? Yes. And at this point it will complete the trip and show me a trip summary, which I can print. So this shows the products that were unloaded on the truck, 2 products, ultra low sulfur diesel and gas, and then the orders that I made deliveries for. So the first order I delivered 92.8 gallons, the second I delivered none. I had no transfers and no offloads, and at that point I'm done with the trip. And I'll go ahead and sync the trip, and that completes a typical driver's day. So it's being synced right now. Everything's been submitted over a cellular radio, so it's available in near real time. The trip is posted and the driver's done.